It's arguably the most spectacular nighttime carnival in Europe. This year it was bigger than ever, with more than 130 entries. Many of these floats had cost more than £10,000 to build. But for some, all did not go according to plan. When 12 months of effort culminates in a generator fault on the big night, there's little you can do, except appreciate the sympathy of the crowd. But the judges don't have sympathy as part of their brief.
Definitely lose points.
That's very hard.
It's very hard, but you can't compare a cart with lights and one without lights, can you?
You're a hard man.
No, it's very difficult. It's hard competition.
The procession over, it was time for the traditional display of squibbing, a feature as old as the carnival itself. 11 o'clock and the moment all the clubs had been waiting for, the results. They'd gathered in their hundreds outside the town hall, waiting for the announcement on which so much pride was at stake. The jubilation from the Vagabonds Club members was for second place. Not quite the honour they'd been hoping for, but a fair enough reward for a year's hard work.
We haven't quite got it this year.
Disappointed, pleased?
A little bit disappointed, but like you said, we'll try again. Always next year.
The top prize went to the Gremlins Carnival Club of Bridgwater for their entry, Starfighters. On Saturday night, they'll be looking to hold on to that honour at the North Petherton Carnival. Everyone else will be looking to take it away from them. Clinton Rogers, BBC News West, Bridgwater.
At least part of them, that last night Bob here joined them at Shepton Mallet.
The poise and control of synchronised swimming has now hit new heights, and the high street. There's a different dimension to the graceful skills.
Well, this is the float that seems to have caught the public's imagination during this year's carnival season. A simple idea with humour, and that's what everyone along here really loves. And it's very cold.
The pool on wheels is slotted together before each carnival procession by members of Wilf's Club, a breakaway group from Bridgwater. The haute couture and the waterproof makeup of the swimmers is added by the roadside. They're making a splash in carnival with a simple and effective idea.
Well, it's a bit silly, really, isn't it? I mean, who goes synchro swimming down through the middle of the street? I mean, it's different.
It's laughter, and I think this is what people need today. Something that's funny, that they're going to enjoy. And if you walk around with this float, you can see what I mean.
The swimming pool crawls along the road, each swimmer adding his or her weight. Below sea level, trousers are worn to keep the cold out during parades up to 2 hours long. But they're not afraid to show a leg every now and then. The idea is now a well-practiced crowd pleaser.
How much training did you have to do?
Oh, about a quarter of an hour.
Difficult then. It's really caught the imagination of the public, hasn't it?
It certainly has, this year, yes.
Why is that?
Something totally different with the environment of the pool and all that.
Absolutely brilliant, fantastic.
Have you ever seen anything like that before in carnival?
No, not really, no.
I thought it was a really good idea. That's very good.
It was something very different, yeah. The legs were superb. When the legs came up, excellent.
Did you spot anyone you know in that float?
No, nobody.
Oh, jolly good.
Nobody at all.
I managed to stay anonymous.
So far, minus that novice on the front row, they've managed to win their class in every carnival on the North Somerset circuit. Tomorrow at Wells should be no exception.
People are estimated to have turned out to watch. Preparations have been going on all day, and it's taken months of planning and construction work. Some of the floats almost didn't make it, but the final touches were put in place just in time. It's the biggest event of its kind in the West Country, and organisers say this year's show is one of the most spectacular ever. There is a serious side to the carnival, the collection of tens of thousands of pounds for charity. Well, that's it. The next regional news is on BBC Local Radio at 10. For now, good night.
Underway with an unusually fine evening for this time of year, a record turnout of spectators lined up along the carnival route through the centre of the town. Our reporter Kate Sanderson is down there and already in party mood.
Bridgewater bathing in all its carnival glory. 75 floats and around 1,500 participants set off on what organisers say is the biggest carnival in Europe. For many of those taking part, this is the culmination of a year's work.
When you get on the float, it's really good. You get the crowd clapping and really enjoying it. That's what makes it fun, when the crowd are enjoying it as well as you. So.
It teaches the youngsters trades, you know, be it electrical or woodwork or anything, but no, it's good fun.
750,000 light bulbs, and there's enough electricity here to power a small village. These people will be processing well into the night, hoping to win one of the coveted prizes on offer.
This is what it's all about at the Bridgewater Carnival. I'm here with the Cavaliers of Bridgewater. 3,000 light bulbs here to keep me warm and on my front living room. Come on, darlings, come on.
And the spectators crowded the streets, and they weren't disappointed. There was a record number of floats, which formed a procession of 2.5 miles.
Bridgewater floodlit by the floats, and there were dozens of them. Each with its own explosion of colour and light. If these Indians were doing a rain dance, they were wasting their time. Nothing would spoil the setting as the procession rolled into the night.
Quite good, better than most years it's been so far. There's some interesting ones. This one I like at the moment, just going by.
It's just the atmosphere and all the lights, it's really good.
These pirates exchanged their ships for a gigantic float, and it was well worth their while. They won the top prize in the carnival. The competition was fierce.
So you're hoping to win tonight?
Hope so, fingers crossed. Thank you.
A small contribution, but every bit as important. There was no escaping the carnival. It was a late night for everyone. Some found it all a bit of a racket, while others were well past their bedtimes. The mood was infectious. Carnival bobbies flirting with those on the beat. This phantom float was one of 75 studiously scrutinised by the judges en route.
We're looking for enthusiasm, movement, standard of build of the kites, and general the feel of carnival.
Then came what they call squibbing, a giant sparkler display exclusive to Bridgewater. The Christmas feature brought an early seasonal feel, and as the 390th carnival came to a close, all they have to do is plan for next year. Kate Sanderson, HTV News, Bridgewater.
Around 130,000 people lined the 2.5 mile route, with more than 250,000 light bulbs on 100 carnival floats. The clearing up has been going on from first thing this morning. In the town centre, the carnival may be over, but the fun continued as the crowds gathered to enjoy the traditional end of carnival celebrations, known as Black Friday. Meanwhile, the floats themselves have been secreted in various parts of the countryside before the next carnival, tomorrow night at North Petherton.
But last night belonged to Bridgewater, and we leave you now with the sights and sounds of the Carnival 95.
And I love the thought of coming home to you, even if I know we can make it. Yes, I love the thought of giving hope to you, just a little ray of light shining through.
It's to see what's going on. Tonight, we break the rules. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Clint.
How are you? Nice to see you.
And you.
Shut the door, keep your prying eyes out. How's it going?
Not bad. Getting there, I think.
Thanks for letting us in. Now, promise we'll say nothing to anyone before the carnival night, but can we just have a poke around?
As long as you keep your mouth shut.
It's the home of the Gremlins Carnival Club. The big night is 2 months away, and the float, or cart as it's known here, is taking shape.
This is the tractor which tows the Gremlins cart. We try and decorate as much as possible so it fits in with the theme that we have for this year. On the cart itself, you have as many moving parts as possible, and this is where people dance. But as you can see, we've got an awful lot of work left to do. Since last year, we've stripped the cart down totally, back to nothing, started all over again, put a lot more moving parts on, put another 3,000 light bulbs on to make it a total of 18,000 this year. And hopefully, the generator will power them all.
It worked last year, powering the Gremlins to victory all around the Somerset Carnival circuit. They've dominated the all-singing, all-dancing features class for the last 4 years.
We haven't lost a carnival now for 26 carnivals since 1991. And the last 4 Bridgewater carnivals we've won as well, so we're going for our 5th in a row, which nobody's ever done before.
Here, it's all in the movement, but in the other main class, the tableau, it's all about standing still. It's a section which, for years, has been dominated by another Bridgewater club, the Wills. They may be judged separately in their own class, but there still has to be an overall winner. Last year, that honour went to the Gremlins. The Wills are determined to turn the tables this year, but theirs is a very different art form.
The essence of a tableau is just to remain as still as you possibly can and produce an effect of a still picture. You need to be a different kind of person to be in a tableau than you are in a feature. In a feature, possibly to have a more outgoing personality, enjoy singing, enjoy moving, dancing perhaps. In the tableau, there's a mental discipline, and people that do the tableau class like to portray their experience in carnival, if you like, by standing still. In a tableau, the finish is more important perhaps than in a feature because you have nowhere to hide. With the moving parts and the moving people, you can, in fact, hide some of the blemishes. In a tableau, you can't. Everything is there to be judged.
Do you not think the ones that dance around have more fun?
No, not at all. No, we all have fun in your own way. I don't think dancing around is fun to me, whereas other people might. It's all their own sort of thing.
You just switch off. You don't really... You're not really sort of with it, if you know what I mean. You're just there, you do your bit, you get off the cart and go and get a drink, basically.
And the right theme is crucial. For the Gremlins this year, it's pirates.
There's been a few basic themes that are guaranteed, if you're doing well, to give you a good place. There are some naff themes. We've picked naff themes in the past. I mean, first years, myself and Dave were in the club. I mean, we picked ideas that were awful, and we went for years and years without winning. I mean, we were getting 6th and 7th in town.
It's got to be lively or spectacular. And you've got to be able to do it in a way that nobody's ever done it before.
But Wills are taking a risk this year, deliberately avoiding the traditional themes. They say they're redefining the boundaries of success.
We try to get away from these winning themes, like the circus, minstrels. I mean, they've all been done so many times. We just had to look around for something different. And a pinball machine is colourful, and we thought we could do, you know, something with it.
If any member of any club thought that at this time of the year they weren't going to win the carnival, then they wouldn't be telling you the truth. The fact of the matter is that once you've decided what you're going to do, you've decided that you're going to do that because you're going to win the carnival procession. So we're ever so confident, and so is everybody else.
It's no coincidence they hold Bridgewater Carnival on the closest Thursday to November the 5th. The origins of this 390-year-old carnival go back to the gunpowder plot of 1605. Now, some say that the Protestant people of Bridgewater were celebrating the downfall of Guy Fawkes. Others say the opposite, that having thought Guy Fawkes had succeeded, it was in fact the Catholics who took to the streets to celebrate. They got it wrong, but the celebrations go on anyway. The earliest floats were horse-drawn, that's why they're still called carts. Then came power, though not quite enough for 18,000 light bulbs. For years, tableau dominated the procession. Then they discovered movement, though earlier features entries were rather restrained by today's standards. And what a difference a few decades makes. Today's floats are monster creations. The boundaries of power, imagination and cost are constantly being pushed back. Putting an entry like this together can cost up to £20,000. But has it all got too big, too expensive? For members of the British Flag Carnival Club, there's no building this year, just clearing up around last year's entry, which is left to gather dust in its shed. British Flag is one of 2 big clubs in the Bridgwater area alone, forced out of Carnival this year by lack of interest and lack of money. It's a painful time for club treasurer Andrew Higgins, whose home is a shrine to Carnival.
Started to change then, you know, people decided to get more lights onto the people on the cart, so the idea was then to get more bulbs in the roof,
yeah,
and
more expensive.
Yeah, that's right. And then onto this one, which is the American footballers. This is what I call my carnival costume room. This is where I keep all my costumes that I've had over the last 20 years.
These must bring back individual memories. I mean, every one of them must hold a particular memory. Do you have a favourite amongst them?
Yeah, well, they all bring very, very fond memories, but I think this one here is one of my favourites. It's when we done 1989 when we done a jazz theme, and we were bandsmen. You know, there was 6 of us that were a part of a band.
Can you still get it on after these years?
I could try, but
when you put it on, you must have a sort of lump in your throat, the fact that you're not there this year.
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's very strange. Once you put on a carnival costume, your whole outlook changes. You know, you're a carnivalite once you got your costume on. I am looking forward to it in a way, watching the carnival this year, but I think there'll be a few lumps in the throat when they come up through the high street this year, especially not being part of it. You know, it's totally different being actually in the procession to what it is watching.
Where do you think it all went wrong? Lack of money or lack of interest?
I think it was a bit of both, actually. Finances are very hard to come by nowadays, especially fundraising. It's hard to think up new ideas, you know, of how to raise money, not to bore people with the same old raffle books and pontoon tickets, etc., etc. You're always trying to think of something different, but it is very, very hard.
The drive to raise money demands not only imagination, but year-round dedication from Carnival Club members. The Wills have their own lorry, their own regular round of glass recycling. Twice a week they tour the Bridgwater area, collecting empty bottles from pubs and clubs. It's profitable, but then it needs to be. In the fundraising game, more people are fighting for less money, not helped by the National Lottery. And it's easy to see where the money goes. Just hiring a generator for 2 weeks costs £3,000.
It's been very difficult this year because of the amount of work that you've got to put into Carnival to get the money back. We've been trying to do our best. We've got a glass run, which we're on now, but that's brings us in a couple thousand a year. We're trying to sell our raffle tickets, but unfortunately the people would prefer to pay £1 for a National Lottery ticket to win 8 million than they would to buy a Wills Carnival Club ticket to win 200 per se.
Fundraising is no respecter of office hours, and today it's big business. The Gremlins had to formally tender for a contract to run the catering at this agricultural show against professional companies. This weekend they hope to raise £1,500.
Sir, £6.80. It's going up, isn't it? Another one there.
It's hard work, all right, but if Carnival's your life, some might say an obsession, then it really doesn't seem to matter. It's more than just a social occasion. True, the odd drink may be consumed here and there, but for these people, Carnival is a passion, something you give your all to. In effect, your Carnival Club is your family.
I'm a life member of Gremlins. I've been in Gremlins since 1967, which is, what, 27, 28 years. I'm not concerned with what the other clubs are doing. As far as I'm concerned, Carnival is one thing, Gremlins. And to me, that is Carnival.
It means everything to me. It's my entire social life. The whole social life revolves around Carnival, actually. The Carnival almost becomes a religion to you. You worship it almost to get things done and keep in. Apart from my work, it's my entire life.
And for fundraising Gremlins, no five-star hotel. When you need a sleep, your car's the bedroom. Remember the M5 Camel? Well, he's got a friend next to a bungalow in a field just outside Bridgwater. It's home to one of the town's newest carnival clubs, Young at Heart. New carnivalites, new energy, new ideas. But innovation can bring its problems, as this club discovered to its cost in 1994.
A memory of last year and a memory
of... A bad memory of last year.
Things didn't go exactly according to plan.
You can blame me for that. Yeah, I designed the cart last year and I came up with a great idea of 5 individual little floats coming down the road, 5 carts coming down the road. And at the time, my brother said, no, it's not going to work, and let's just do it on one float. And I said, no, we've got to go for it, you know, we're going to do it. So we spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it didn't work.
Well, it may not have worked all the time, but when it did, it achieved some healthy results. And what's more, it challenged the more traditional thinking of the established carnival clubs.
We've been building new chassis every year. We've been building carts now. So you've got to try something different. That's a challenge, to be honest. That's what Carnival's about, it's a challenge. So we challenge ourselves.
And the challenge this year, to get rid of the tractor at the front.
The tractor takes up so much impact as it comes up the road. So let's have a go without no tractor. So this year we've got no tractor, so we're getting total impact.
We could be wrong. We could look back next year and say, no, you do need a tractor to pull a cart. So, but
you'll see that one parked up outside here as well.
That'd be bad omen number 2. Yeah. But we're hoping that you don't need a tractor to pull it. And like I say, if it works, then I'm sure it's going to change Carnival, hopefully for the better.
It's a club that welcomes young members and has no problems attracting them, unlike some of its bigger rivals. At the moment, Young at Heart is in the 2nd division of Bridgwater Carnival. Next year, it hopes to step up to the big league, maybe in the gap left by British Flag. By all accounts, the big boys are worried. A Gremlin spy has been spotted casting an eye over this cart.
It's different. It looks different, I must admit. It's the best one we've ever pulled out. Oh, it's nice to hear that one of the big clubs are worried. It makes a change. But let's give it a shot. Let's have a go. If it all works on the night, with it all rotating and it all walking, going up and down, who knows?
But while Young at Heart can devote every hour to preparing the float, tradition has it the bigger clubs like Gremlins have to don their costumes for the annual Carnival concert. A month before the procession itself, it gives the public the first clues to the themes chosen by the clubs. On the streets of Bridgwater, en route to the concert, the Gremlin Pirates. And woe betide anyone who gets in the way of their scenery store.
That's it. You haven't seen that? Cheers! Back!
This show goes on for 13 days. You must have had, I don't know, how many weeks of rehearsals, plus putting the cart together. Are you two ever home?
Uh-oh, that's an awkward one. You better have a word with the wife.
What do you mean by home? Where you sleep,
No,
is it?
we...
that's
we
about
take a lot,
basically what it is.
We take a lot of time off for Carnival, and at the night there's a show, and during the day is the cart to build, so it's a full-time job.
Applause richly deserved. Every night for a fortnight, it's a test of stamina and precision timing. They allow just 5 minutes for one club to clear stage and the next to move their props and scenery on and be ready to perform.
Gremlins Carnival Club, take us on a pirate's adventure.
Steady now again.
Next on stage, the Wills Carnival Club. A tense moment for the man who devised their routine. It must be the only stage show in the world where you get applause for standing still. But there are points at stake too, and a separate trophy for whoever wins the concert. For Wills, the first chance to test public response to their innovative theme.
Basically, the idea was kept a secret, and now that we've managed to get everybody to understand what we're doing, it's good that people are responding to the idea, which is a different format of tableau. Whether it's a winning idea remains in the hands of the judges, but the theme's a good idea. We're very confident about what we've done and satisfied with what we've done.
But time off for the concerts can prove expensive in the building shed. 10 days to the procession, and the Wills are in trouble.
Have you got a problem?
Yes.
What is it?
It's hitting the roof. Hold on, Terry. It's hitting the roof up in the corner. The metal's there, and it's hitting the roof before it's in.
Somebody's measured badly? So what now?
So on one plate, health and safety officer do the bloody nuts of it.
How much work's gone into this?
A lot of time. A very lot of time.
You cut that niche out there.
Is this a very... I mean, it's late in the day. This is bad news.
It's getting very bad news. It's not essential bad news, but it's a problem that we didn't expect and it's occurred. And it looks like, well, we've done all of these, all for the roof, already been done.
How many?
32, well, there's 32 altogether.
So if this one doesn't fit,
the rest of them won't.
In the Gremlins shed, the Pirates galleon is taking shape. Clearly no troubled waters here. But there is still much to be done, and they're refusing to be overconfident.
There's big lamps going on, but we've still got a hell of a lot of engineering work and electrical work to actually get it ready for the road. Bits are going on, but still a lot to do.
You don't look so sure, Dave. You don't look so sure.
No, it's not coming on too bad, but it looks from the outside as though everything's there, but there's nothing inside it, if you like. The workings aren't put in.
And there are still a few thousand light sockets that need to be checked. But no one has problems quite like the YMCA Carnival Club of Bridgwater. The procession just days away, and this is all that's left of their float, all but destroyed by the third fire in as many months.
It's in the process of putting a model on the front, starting to do a little bit of welding on the bottom of it, and it caught the polystyrene and set it all alight.
I went round to the back of the cart to get some water, and as I came round the corner, the flames were shooting straight up through the model, and there was a hell of a fire, you know, and it took the sheets and the roof, everything really.
There must have been a time after the first fire, the second fire, surely after this fire, when you thought,
well,
let's give up.
We did think that way, but after having a meeting, we all decided we'd all pull together and make sure we get out on the road, which is everybody's going to pull together, and we all determined we'll get it there.
And so they did. They'd planned moving parts. They aren't there now. They've designed more elaborate models. They've gone. It may not win any prizes, but at least it's on the road, and that in itself is a remarkable achievement. On the afternoon of the procession, clubs from all over the county are lining up to do battle. Bridgwater is the one they all want to win. There's no time more tense than the first real test of the generator. Wills did have a last-minute breakdown. That's been fixed. And the design's been modified too.
Gary, I see you managed to get over the problem. This was meant to be at the top, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite lucky actually, because we had 4 different designs of these. We managed to put the ones with the points